antennas up like that guy Twister we were video game in North Dakota. He says, wow, they must be all conditioned. I got a whole room full of you. Well, what I tried to do was switch the antennas for this purpose. I wanted to take less carrier out of New York City radios. I wanted to raise my angle of RF radiation out of Brooklyn, or should I say my local receives. And by doing that, I have a higher angle shooting off my stick and ground assembly, which enables more of it leaping these buildings and going into that air. So maybe I reduced the splash factor on them phenomenally, but I came up higher in their radio cleanly, and I put another 3 to 5 dBs out there on that channel 6 audio feed that the jammer on 6 is trying to discourage. There is nothing. There is no bill climbers, no skyscrapers. When I am on 6, I'm not getting scratched up from any station in Brooklyn. So the best one, number 2 in there is Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson dominates that feed better than anybody out of Brooklyn when he wants to. But that's because he's on the waterline with a straight eyesight path to it. Richie Radio, that be the Extreme CB Channel 6, check your radio. Channel 6 is the best channel to go for radio checks if you're in the 5 boroughs. Because you have something that's not a man giving you a radio check, but a machine on a computer with a receive that lets you hear how you sound, and a big receiver receiving you from way out in the New Jersey shore around Red Bank, New Jersey. I believe it's 50 to 70 miles away from here. Best channel for radio checks, so people that are building up their station again at 10 straight is Channel 6, guys. Extreme CB is all you got to type into your Google search, and there is your feed. If you think you got the 10 straight like Richie and a couple of other guys out here, and you can whack the Mojave Desert feed, you want to hear how you're sounding in the Mojave Desert 3,000 miles away, by all means, go play on 6 and tap up the feed. Oh, Richie Radio 127, get him up.
I guess I'm coming around on the side that she's leaning to. I guess.
Well, nah, she gained about 8 more feet height since a week ago when it went up, and it's about to gain another 12 to 20 more feet once this other toy gets here. So, but I'm not going to play with the other toy until I take care of my... See, I know I'm the boss radio, but I have a boss. I have a landlord. He got to come first right now. I did everything I needed to do to reestablish in the business. Now I got to fight a different war. A war that I should never been, but hey, you know, I can't do anything about the circumstances. I can only rectify the collateral damage. That's the only thing I can do, you know, and he already knows that all the people calling him and seeing him and harassing him, they don't know me. They've never been up in this crib. They don't talk on my work, and Richie steps all over them because Richie is the #1 radio in New York City. My landlord has no idea what kind of work I do on these tables, what kind of repairs or mods or what it is I do, but he knows I work with transceivers. He knows I work with radio equipment. You know, I think what's taking him so long to do what the harassers want him to do is the fact is that they're trying to convince him that I am a biscuit head or a pincushion. But you see, that's not what him and his people and all the business people and, you know, people know on this avenue for quite a few years. So, you know, I'm not going to sweat that department, man. I don't have to worry about something like that. Guys, I'm going to put it back on the side. Richie Radio 127, 194 Utica, and still, for now, going strong.
Can you give a fucking short answer instead of going into the whole freaking story?
Well, you know, this is CB Radio, and it's hard to bring out the facts and the truth about what makes me radio public enemy #1 and what makes my landlord the most harassed landlord in New York City. Now, the FCC came here and gave me a clean bill of health. They check neighbors, interference, anything. They don't care about your little headphones on your little cell phone. You understand? Take care if you're interfering with television broadcast, radio broadcast, the police station 2 blocks away from me. Am I pulling down their receiver, mirror imaging? No, sirree. That means I have a station that does not need to be inspected. There was no probable cause to inspect Richie radio station. Because she clearly stated she wasn't doing it for Donnie Brasco Jr.
How do you know it was a she?
It was actually two he's and a she, but she was the mouthpiece. I guess the muscle just stays quiet these days at FCC, because they know how there's a bunch of wannabe fucking microphone, pity punked out gangsters running around. So they stay quiet and try their hardest to look like dweebs till somebody gets stupid with a little squeaky mouthpiece.
Oh my God. I guess they'll just walk away from you so you can shut the fuck up.
Well, no. They figure if the United States Secret Service allows United States presidents in this man's TV shop without them being present, they have nothing to fear. Richie's obviously attached to the U.S. severely for Secret Service not to be all up in there with them. But, you know, there are a bunch of retired police officers in Chester Borough, New Jersey, who did not shake hands with one but two United States presidents due to that Nemesis Radio CV shop, and a very highly special agent they did not know was a very high-ranking government special agent till the antenna came down. Kaboom.
Yeah, when you talk about high, when you talk about height, when you talk about height, you're talking about highly trained, not any height that you have.
Okay, read my lips. Let me state it one time clearly for you. Highly. That means they watched the United States Attorney General that they recognized immediately identify himself from the White House and tell me he had a message for me. They watched me dumb roll him for 40 minutes, and as I'm shaking his hand to go out, I said, by the way, when you came in here, you started off, you were from so-and-so, had a message for me. What was it? He said, oh, yeah. He said, you're fired. I stamped my feet, threw my hands in the air, and went, good, because I'm tired of doing these damn old radios any old way. He looked at me, he says, you don't get it, do you? I went, nah. 3 minutes later, my phone rings. A code name that hasn't been used. I started my operation was used. It was informed. We know somebody came in there to tell you you're fired. It's not allowed. It can't happen. They're stressed they're not allowed. It can't happen. Reminded me I am a presidentially appointed man. Next guy I had in front of me was Barabushka Jr. And I'm not going to tell you how I smoked a fucking huge spliff on the back porch while they're all laughing and I'm standing there telling Bill Clinton that you look a lot like Bill Clinton. But Chester Borough Police Department highly got the biggest presidential laugh they're ever going to get in their life, courtesy of little Richie Cappy.
Okay, and what movie was this? El Padrino 1, 2, or 3?
I'll tell you what, my friend, you hear everything I just spit out? You better listen close to the things I say. There's lots of law enforcement. These cocksuckers that started this war with me, they turned up every fucking heat whistle in the world. And you know what? You ever see me getting arrested? You ever see them coming to me? Ever see them fucking with me? See them knocking on my door? No, what the people witness on Utica Avenue is when I got to go up against Blue, by the time we're done, they're pulling me out of cuffs and apologizing. Okay? Once I get in that car and I say, now push this in, nitwit. And I says, yeah, you know, I feel like taking your career right now. And they don't say boo. You identify yourself the way I do and do not be real. Believe me, you won't be in any position to ever key up a radio unless you're Richie in a full minimum New Jersey security camp, making those crooked, slimy bitches look like dog shit. I'm back quiet.
What do you call those places, mental institutions, and they're just letting you be? Tell you what, I happen to be the heartbeat of you bump. And why do you have that camera in front of your door any goddamn way?
Hey, I'm sorry there. I got a phone call here. Little Minion, you forget I do run a CV shop. Guys, Richie Radio 127 on YouTube and Nemesis Radio 127. Check out everything dated the 15 and the 16. Listen to the wounded dog who's mad that he got punked off the mic right on the sidewalk of 194 Utica Avenue. He didn't know what his beef was though, but Richie was ready to cook it up and it scared the shit out of him. I'll be back.
Well, let me tell you, 127 on Channel 19, I gotta go. Who is that calling you? Your parole officer?
I have no idea. Every now and then my